Hello, and today I just want to share with you one simple Sigma tip that will elevate your Sigma by like so much. And it's all about Sigma's shield. Now, a lot of players when they play Sigma, especially if they're not Sigma mains, they make one of these two mistakes. Either they just put the shield for way too long, and like even if you think you aren't one of those players, you probably are one of those players. Or they use shield primarily to block damage from main, and instead of using it on angles, which the shield is designed to enable. And Sigma's incredibly powerful on angles. Sigma's really hard to force out if the Sigma player plays properly. But in order to like actually do that, you need to know how to use your shield first. So let's take a look at Void and how he manages his shield. So right here, he doesn't play shield first. Like he's a tank. Like if he takes any chip damage, like he can survive. Like he doesn't have to worry about it right now. And he's only gonna look to use shield when one of these three things happen. Either, the enemy's looking at him and threatening to burst him down. Second, the enemy uses burst cooldowns such as like stickies and micro missiles. Or like the enemy's actually like getting close to him and threatening to like run him down, in which case he could place a shield to and kind of dance like between it. But let's take a look at an example of, of this with this fight. So right here, he places shield when the enemy's looking at him, and not just like any time. And like once the enemy stops looking at him, he drops the shield. It's almost like as if it was defense matrix. And now he has a shield available back on cooldown to block any further burst damage instead of having it get broken, and he would have to like give up this position. You see, he's holding his shield because the enemy's not looking at him. Like Hawk's like DMing this, but that's different from being bursted or being micro missiled. And right here, only when the enemy like decides to swarm him does he place a shield. And once the enemy like stops swarming him, that's when he's gonna drop the shield. As you can see, the enemy swarms him a bit. He drops the shield because like he's using grasp, and he uses the shield to block the micro missiles. But like the shield takes a lot of damage from the micro missiles. Like it's really good for breaking like shields at close range. But like once like Hawk stops using micro missiles and they're rotating away from him, he drops his shield before it gets broken. And right here, like even though he's taking a bit of damage, he knows that this damage isn't going to be lethal. Like he places a shield to block the stickies, but like in this sequence, he doesn't even like think of placing the shield until like the Echo gets rezzed and there's actually a cooldown for him to block. So he doesn't like block the Mercy. Like again, you might say like this is obvious, but like look at your own VODs. You'd probably see a lot of examples where you're not doing this. You're not like using your shield like a cooldown. Instead, you're using your shield just to stare at the enemy. So let's look at the next fight. Doesn't use shield. In fact, look, even though the Echo's like sending stickies his way, he knows he has the cover, and in general, you should be looking to use cover as much as possible over shielding. Like if you can just jiggle peek in and out of a corner and not have to use shield, well, don't use it. Like save the shield cooldown for damage that is actually meaningful to block. And in this case, like look at these stickies. Like you can just dodge. It's okay. Like calm down. Like there, it's not lethal damage. He places the shield right here, As like, you know, Pelican's actually like looking at him and threatening to do a lot of damage to him. This shield might have even been a bit over ambitious, given that like he's gonna need to block the stickies from Pelican soon. But like he gets a shield just in time to block them. And right here, he's using the shield because Pelican's actually flying up. And you know, he moves closer just to block like the angle from Pelican. And like once the threat's like gone or like he backs up, he stops placing the shield. They're using micro missiles now. Void recognizes he doesn't even have to use like the shield here because Pelican like uses flight already. So like it's not like Pelican can do damage from here. All he has to do is like take natural cover. And now like that Atlanta are starting to push from through main. He places the shield once they start looking at him. He drops the shield when they back away from the corner. Like on average, like how long do you think he's placing these shields for? Like literally 1 or 2 seconds. It's a cooldown. It's just like Defense Matrix. Like he's spamming, but like he notices that the enemy isn't even looking at him, so like he doesn't need to use the shield. And once they push in, once they're actually spamming cooldowns at him, that's when he shields. And once they stop using cooldowns, that's when he stops shielding. Or like you also have to wait until like they stop looking at you and they stop trying to burst you down. And yeah, so far like good shield management. But like right here, he makes a bit of a potential mistake. Like pro players are amazing, but they're not perfect. Right here, he's gonna want to flux when they rotate in. And instead of like using the shield to like, you know, secure the flux, like how you would do it is he tried to put the shield high up into the air, or at least somewhere where he can reach if needed, and then flux. Like instead of doing that, he just like places the shield, which isn't really gonna help like anyone. Throws this interesting rock before fluxing into the sightlines of Kai and Gator, and potentially even Iris. And you see, because like his shields over here are not higher up into the air, Void almost dies from this. Like a very common Sigma tech that you should be doing against poke comps especially is using your shield, placing it high in the air before fluxing. But like right here, because he didn't do that, look at his HP. It drops to as low as 40. Like luckily Hawks 2 focused on on like whoever's here. Okay, let's see. On Fleta. Otherwise, like they might have been able to just confirm the kill. Like 36 HP. So I just wanted to make this video to emphasize like how important it is to manage your shield correctly on Sigma. It is potentially like the main skill you need to learn on Sigma. Like Sigma is treated as like an easier type of off tank, but like than a D.Va, but like that doesn't mean like you can just place a shield and spam main and expect to win fights. You need to be using your abilities to put pressure on the enemy. And it all starts with proper use of your shield.